get going. Alex, MadeAdelaide, how you going?
Yeah, good. Jake, tooth and nail.
Thanks for inviting me down to your gallery. I just wanted to have a quick little chat and find out a bit more about what you do.
Yeah, Jake, I run Tooth and Nail. So we're a gallery space, art studios, art supply shop as well. So I'm the co-founder. I started the space with my partner, Cassie.
Before you got involved in this, can you tell me a little bit, your initial stages of, how you got down this journey?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I went to art school, spent 3 years studying art, and kind of coming up to the end of art school, started sort of, freaking out about what do I do next? What do I do when I leave? And sort of had this idea to create a space that was kind of inspired by art school, and in that, there's a lot of artists kind of sharing studios together, making work together, being inspired by one another, things like that. And then also, have a gallery space where we could also show artists and sort of, promote kind of upcoming artists and things like that. Because I think a lot of artists, they like to collaborate, they like to kind of share ideas, bounce ideas around and things like that. And I think having a communal space really helps with that.
That momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's on top of what you do here, but, there must be a lot of personal sacrifice because you haven't always got to this point where, you're more or less sort of self-sufficient now, as I understand, but it hasn't always been that way.
No. I mean, when we started, we didn't earn sort of any money from it. It was like, we were having to work a lot outside of it and still kind of, commit a lot of time to it. It's at a stage now where we, me and my partner Cassie, we both get paid a part-time wage, which is, really, really fantastic. I probably don't get to sort of travel as much as I'd like to, and kind of get out of the city as much. We still do, but it's just, finding that time. But it's totally worth, it's totally worth it to be able to be doing what I love doing.
Well, you're telling me just before that you, you did a 10 o'clock finish and a 5 a.m. start today.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just the nature for it. That can be the way for a lot of artists. Whether you kind of run a space or not. You kind of just have to work all kinds of crazy hours and do those sorts of things. So, I love it. But it's good fun.
Obviously, obviously you get a lot out of it. And why the city? And especially even in the city, why Adelaide?
Yeah, I mean, well, I grew up here. So, that was, we were here. But I guess for me, like, leaving art school, there wasn't sort of a lot of studio spaces and things like that for artists. And I thought, it'd be really, really cool to, kind of create a space like that. And, Adelaide's a bit of a smaller city. There's a lot of, there's room to do that kind of thing, I think, here, that maybe there's not in some of the other cities. And yeah, I love it. And I think also it's a city that's growing. I think, especially over the last few years, it's really kind of coming into its own and becoming its own sort of space. And so it's really nice to sort of be a part of that and be around that, I think.
And of course, so obviously there might be a lot of people that are really interested and probably haven't heard of you before. Where would they find you? Where, if they want to give you a hug, high five, what's your next thing? Where's your next thing?
Well, we do exhibitions pretty much every month of the year. We take January off, but pretty much as of, and then we sort of kick things back off during Fringe time. We usually do a couple of exhibitions during Fringe, and so I'll be around, every month. We'll have a new show, people can come through, the gallery's open Tuesday to Friday, people can come through, and if I'm not in here, I'm usually in the studio.
You still doing mad mojitos?
Yes, still cheap mojitos, of course.
Excellent, that's the best part.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for having me down.
Thanks, Alex.
No worries. I wish you all the best.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers.